it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet these cute little granny eggs. And then if you want to, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to incorporate them into a garland. So you can have this fun, bright, happy egg garland for your springtime decor. And these are inspired by the granny square, and we're going to use some of the same stitches, and I'm going to show you how to do each one as well. So let's get started. For this project, you'll need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, a 5mm H crochet hook, and your yarn. I'm going to be using some cotton yarn. This is Lily Sugar and Cream by Yarnspirations, and the colors I used were Mod Blue, Hot Orange, Hot Green, and Hot Pink. But you can use any yarn you like, and really you can use any hook you like. Just check on the back of your yarn label for the recommended hook size for the particular yarn you'll be using. And just know that if you do change hook sizes, your eggs will just be slightly larger or smaller, depending on the yarn that you use. Each one of our granny eggs is about 3.5 inches wide and 4 inches tall. And then what I've done is 1 round of each color. So our eggs are 3 rounds total, and then I did each round a different color. However, you can do these however you want. You can just make the outer edge a different color. You can make them all one color for all 3 rounds. So what we're going to do is slide our eggs just out of the way a little bit, and then I'm going to start with one with a blue center. You can start with any color you like, obviously. So what we're going to do is begin by putting a slip knot on your hook. So wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up the loop, and tighten. Then we're going to chain 4. To make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to join in the farthest chain from the hook, that first chain we made, with a slip stitch to create a ring. So insert the hook into the chain farthest from the hook, bring up a loop, now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook. I do have people ask me frequently if alternatively you can use the magic ring method. That's perfectly fine. Please feel free to do what you like best. Okay, so for round 1, we're going to stick with this blue and we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to work a double crochet, chain 1 into the center of the ring. So to make a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert the hook into the center of the ring, bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops on your hook. And then chain 1. Okay? We're going to repeat this 10 more times. So double crochet, chain 1 10 more times. So this is our double crochet, chain 1, that's 1. Let me get a little bit more yarn here. And 2 double crochet, chain 1. And number 3 double crochet, chain 1. And number 4 double crochet, chain 1. And number 5 double crochet, chain 1. Now what we need to do if you are running out of space here is just push all these stitches around this ring to kind of give yourself a little bit more space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're on number 6. Double crochet, chain 1. Double crochet, chain 1. Double crochet, chain 1. Slide things over if needed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're getting there. And this is number 9. Double crochet, chain 1, and 10. Double crochet, chain 1. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch to close around. But I want to double check my count. I always like to do that before I close. So we have our chain 3. That counts as one of the double crochet chain 1. I'm sorry, the chain 4 counts as the double crochet chain 1. Then we're going to have 1, the first one we did, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so now we're going to join to close with a slip stitch. So you should have your chain 4, then the first double crochet we did, and then we added 10 more. So chain 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? So 12 wheel spokes altogether. So count 3 chains up, 1, 2, 3, and join with a slip stitch to close. And round 1 is complete. Okay? You might need to straighten things out a little bit. Grab your scissors and cut the yarn and then fasten off, and we're ready to grab a new color. So I am going to try the pink for round 2. Definitely feel free to do any color you like. And then if you need to trim some ends here. This tail in the center I held along the edges I worked, so that wove that in as I went along. All right, so I'm going to grab the pink, and then we're going to begin round 2. So in any of these spaces here that we created, these chain 1 spaces in between our double crochets, you can tie the new yarn right in. So let me grab some yarn and just insert your hook into any of those spaces, bring the new yarn through. And I like to tie mine on the opposite side. This is just a personal preference because I like to weave the ends in as I go. And if I have just one end at a time to deal with, it kind of reduces the bulk a little bit. But you can do it however you like. So I'm just tying that new yarn right on. And then what we're going to do is hold that tail once again along the edge to weave that in. Reinsert your hook back into that space, bring up a loop, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to, in the same space, work a double crochet, chain 1. Okay? So double crochet, chain 1. And then in the next space, we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 1. So 2 double crochet, chain 1. And then we're going to do that in each space all the way around. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, continuing right on around, 2 double crochet, whoops, we'll move that tail out of the way, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Just do this all the way around our circle here. So right now it's not really an egg shape, it's going to be a circle, and then the round we do after this will transform it into that egg shape. 2 double crochet, chain 1. We can drop the tail after you've woven it in sufficiently. 2 double crochet, move that tail. Chain 1, almost where we began. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Let me get a tiny bit more yarn here. There we go. All right, we're almost ready. Here is the last space. 2 double crochet, chain 1, and then you can rejoin where we began. So count 1, 2, 3 chains up, join with a slip stitch to close. Same thing we did for round 1 to close that round. And round 2 is complete. And it's looking very colorful already. So what we're going to do is cut the yarn, and we can just fasten off with our hook. Fasten off that yarn. And then we can begin round 3. Okay, I went ahead and grabbed the green for round 3, and I just want to show you this egg real quick. So far we have a circle, and you can see it with this egg. But for round 3, we're going to be adding some other stitches in to kind of shape the egg. Some shorter stitches to create this bottom and some taller stitches to create that egg shape at the top. And I'm going to show you how to do each one. So what we're going to do once again is tie the new yarn into any of the spaces, and I'm going to go on the opposite side once again, just kind of reduce the bulk of weaving the ends in as we go. So insert your hook into any of those chain 1 spaces from the previous round, and bring the new yarn through and just tie it right on. If you have a way you prefer to join your yarn, feel free to do that as well. Okay, so I'm just tying that yarn right on. We're going to hold that tail along the edge. And then what we're going to do is insert our hook, bring up a loop, and this time we're just going to chain 2. So chain 2. And then in the same space, we're going to work 2 single crochets. So to make a single crochet, insert the hook into that same space, bring up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. That's the single crochet. And I'm still holding that tail along the edge as I work as well. Make another single crochet in that same space, just like that. And then we're going to chain 1. And in the next space, we're going to work 3 single crochet. So work 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Let me straighten that out a little bit because that pink is, sometimes you'll get a little bit of a peek through with some of these other colors. You can just straighten those out. And in the next space, we're going to do the same thing. 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3. My scissors are getting tied up in my yarn here. I'm just going to get a touch more. So we did 3 single crochet, then chain 1, and then we're going to do this once more. 3 single crochet, chain 1. So 1, 2, 3, and a chain 1. Next, we're going to work 3 half double crochets into the next space. So to make a half double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert the hook into this space, bring up a loop, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through all 3 loops on your hook. That's the half double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 1, and then do that again. 3 half double crochet, chain 1. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chain 1. In the next space, we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1, and we're approaching, I've dropped the tail back here, and then we're approaching another tail, so we're just going to weave that in as we approach it as well. So we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 1. We've already learned how to do the double crochet earlier. So 1, 2, and whoops, that tail's jumping up, and 3. Chain 1, grab a little bit more yarn. Okay, so the next 2 spaces we're going to be working treble crochet stitches. So this space here, you're going to work 3 treble crochet, chain 1. So to make a treble crochet, wrap yarn around hook 2 times, insert the hook into the space, bring up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the next 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring through the last 2 loops. And we're going to do 3 of those total. Okay, so that was 1. And let's make number 2. Whoops, I didn't mean to grab that loop too. And number 3. Then chain 1. Then we're going to hop over to the next space and do the same thing. 3 treble crochet, chain 1. So 1, 2, and 3. Still working that tail in as we go along as well. Okay, and then chain 1. You can see our egg shape is already starting to form. All right, let's come down the other side of our egg. So in the next space, we're kind of mirroring what we've done on this side. So on this side, we're going to do, once again, 3 double crochet, chain 1. So 1, 2, and 3 double crochets, chain 1. Then in the next space, we can drop this tail. It's been woven in sufficiently. In the next space, we're going to work 3 half double crochets and then a chain 1. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then we're at the last space of our egg. So what we're going to do is work 3 half double crochets. Just repeat what we just did. 1, 2, and 3, and then a chain 1, and then we can join. So in that last stitch that you work, just join with a slip stitch to close the round. Okay? So what we can do is lay our egg down, cut the yarn, fasten off with our hook, and then we can kind of shape our egg up a little bit. Okay, so see where we did those 2 sets of treble crochets? You can kind of like pull the top up a little bit, just shape it up a little. Now flip your egg over, and we have a lot of tails that we've woven in as we've gone along. So just trim those tails. Just trim them flush to where they come out, where they, come back out. And then we have this one tail that we didn't weave as we went along because it was where we left off. So what you're going to do is grab your tapestry needle and thread it. And then with these projects where you're dealing with lots of colors like stripes or granny projects and things, what you're going to do is, let me just straighten that out. You're going to keep the green in the green section or whatever color you're using. So just weave it in, stay in that green area. Go in one direction. There's a knot there, so it's got to give a little tug. And then come back in the other direction if possible, just to kind of lock that tail into place. It helps a little bit with that. And then you can trim. Okay, you kind of straighten that out a little bit. Sharpen up the top, round off the bottom, and our egg is complete. And it looks just like all of our other eggs. We've actually duplicated this one. So what you can do is use these for decor and what have you. And if you stay tuned, the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to create a garland with these if you'd like to hang your eggs. The first thing you'll want to do when you're making a garland is to lay out your motifs in the order that you'd like them to go. So I kind of stuck with if we're looking at the outer edge, a cool, warm, cool, warm, cool. So you can do them however you like. I grabbed the pink. You can use whatever color also you like to create. We're going to make a chain that goes across the top and kind of connects all of our eggs together. So figure out where you want to hang them and how long you need the ends to be in order to hang them as well. I kind of made a chain ahead of time to see, and I'm going to do 16 chains with 16 chains in between each of them. Okay? So we're going to first begin by putting a slip knot on our hook. So get a slip knot on your hook. And if you need more space in between your eggs, or if you need a little bit longer of a tie or whatever to hang your eggs, make your chain longer than mine. But I'm going to do 16. So do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now we're ready to join our first egg. So grab the first egg in our lineup, and what we're going to do is work into this, see this space up here at the very top in between those groups of treble crochets, that point of our egg. We're going to work a slip stitch into that space. So insert the hook into the egg. We're holding our chain back here and our yarn up here. So insert your hook, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop that's already on your hook. We're just going to slip stitch that right on. You can see the egg is incorporated now. So make 16 more chains or whatever you like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now we're ready to join our other egg. So in that same space, that topmost space, that very top point of our egg, insert the hook into that space, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop that's already on your hook. Just slip stitch it on there. We now have 2 eggs on our garland. Okay, we're going to do another 16 chains and then incorporate the other egg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now we can join the blue egg. So just insert the hook into that same space, bring up a loop, bring that loop through the loop already on your hook, and chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Our garland looks very cute. All right, so join with a slip stitch once again to incorporate this pink egg and chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And our very last egg, or if you have more, you can keep going. Just go ahead and insert the hook into that space, bring up a loop, bring that loop through the loop already on your hook, and chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so then we can cut our yarn and fasten off. And you can trim these tails flush if you want to, or you can sort of weave them in. I like to just add, we just kind of pulled it through our hook. I just like to add an extra little knot to each end, just so it doesn't come apart. So just add another little knot if you can, just to hold that on there, and I'm going to do one on this end as well. We've already woven in the ends of our eggs, so I am just going to trim these tails just like this, and then our little egg garland is complete, and it looks very pretty. It's so bright and colorful and fun and happy. So that's it. That's how you crochet granny eggs, and also if you want to incorporate them into a garland as well. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. Thanks again.